Hey friends, it's Laura with Laura's Handmade Haven. Welcome or welcome back. I'm so glad you joined me today. We're continuing our series using the Perfect Brew fabric line from Benartex. I am one of the 2026 social stars for them, and so they sent me a bunch of the Perfect Brew fabrics to play with, and I've been having so much fun. Hopefully you've seen the videos where we made a fabric basket, we made a mug rug and a bookmark, and in the last video we actually made a cute coffee bar sign and then a coffee cup for that coffee on the go morning. So today we're going to talk more about coffee at home days, or maybe a coffee dinner party. Maybe you have a girls' night or a friend's night or a date night or whatever you're wanting to do that you want some cloth napkins. So let's use the Perfect Brew fabric line to make some cute napkins and napkin rings. We're going to first start at the craft table. I'm going to talk through the fabrics that we're using. We're going to talk through some other supplies that you might want to gather, and then we're going to get started with all of our projects today. On the craft table, you're going to see a lot of different fabrics because we're using a lot of different fabrics today. We're actually using 10 of the fabrics from the Perfect Brew line. We're using 8 of them for the fronts of the napkins, 1 other for the back. We have some Perfect Brew black here that we're going to use for our napkin rings. And I actually have some Perfect Brew stripe over on my ironing board because it's getting ready to be fused with some Heat and Bond Ultra Hold. The first thing we're going to do is talk about the napkin rings, and we're going to walk through that process. Then we're going to work on a napkin together, and I'm going to finish up all of these projects and then do a wrap up at the end where I show all of the things after they're done. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about our napkin rings. So here's the process. What we're going to do is we're going to gather a few supplies. You're going to want some wide black elastic ribbon, and those could be, it doesn't have to be black. It can be white if you want, or ecru, or whatever color you want. But you're going to want something that looks, decent with your fabric napkins. You're also going to want some Heat and Bond Ultra Hold because we're going to use that to get everything put together. Our strips of Perfect Brew black are going to be cut to 3.5 by 7, and this one actually isn't cut. To go along with our Perfect Brew black fabric, we want to get some Pellon interfacing. And this is kind of a heavier weight Pellon interfacing. We're going to cut this to 3.5-inch squares. And we need 8 of them because we have 8 cloth napkins to make. Why 8? Well, my stepdaughter made these really cute ceramic napkin rings, and there were 8 of them. So this year I've kind of decided that I'm going to make some fabric napkins here and there throughout the year, just so I can switch them out in a bowl to make it look all cute. But that means anytime I make fabric napkins, I got to make 8 of them. Okay, so now we're also going to cut our elastic at 3.25 inch. Not 3.5 because, well, mostly because I don't have enough elastic for doing 3.5. We could make everything a little smaller. It doesn't really matter. It's not like it's really precise like when we're doing quilting. But we're going to go with just these lengths. And there's 8 little pieces of elastic. All right, so for this project, again, we have some fabric. We have some interfacing. We have the Ultra Hold, which I haven't told you about what we're doing with that yet. And then we also have some white elastic. Now to layer our little napkin here, this is like the backing or the background for the napkin ring itself. It's going to be like a little square. We're just going to fold this over on itself, and we're going to slip this elastic in side to side. And so it should be layered interfacing and then right sides of your fabric together, and the elastic is in between the 2 pieces of right side together fabric. All right, we're going to sew all the way around the side. Don't freak out. Trust the process. If you want to reinforce where that elastic is, you definitely can do that. And it probably wouldn't be a bad idea. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and go around again. We're going to do this to all 8 of our napkin ring backing pieces. Now, I know you're thinking, but Laura, you sewed that completely shut. What are you going to do? Well, let me show you. And don't freak out. Trust the process. I'm going to use my sharp scissors, and I'm very carefully going to cut through the side without the interfacing. So I'm just cutting through this right here. I'm just going to make a little X right here in the center. I'm going to turn everything out. And then I'm going to get my 2-point turner and poke out the corners. You could do this with any shape. If you want to do a a circle, you could do that. All right, now again, trust the process. It's going to be okay. We're going to do that to all 8 of these pieces. And then we're going to head on over to the ironing board. At the ironing board, we're going to finish up our little napkin rings. I have all 8 of my little backing fabric rings done. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to press those out. Move this to the side for right now. And I'm just giving these a good press. Now, if you wanted to do a top stitch around the outside of those, you could do that. It's not really necessary, but if you felt like it, you can do it. Now, this is going to feel a little bumpy when you press over it because remember we have elastic on the back side of these. So just know that it's going to feel a little bumpy, but I promise it's going to be okay. We're going to use our Perfect Brew striped fabric and we're going to put some ThermoWeb Heat and Bond Ultra Hold on the back side of that fabric. Then we're going to fussy cut out some of our cute little coffee cups. Then we're going to fuse them onto the front of our napkin ring bases, and that's going to finish up our napkin rings, and they're going to be super cute around our fabric napkins. All right, so now those are all pressed and ready, and they can sit to the side over here. I'm just going to grab, and this is really just scraps that were left over from a couple other projects that I did. And this, the Ultra Hold, you want your iron on about a medium heat and you're going to hold it for 8 seconds. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm going to finish up one of these real quick to show you how cute this is. And then I'll get the other 7 done. All right. So I'm just going to use my scissors, and these are not my fabric scissors. These are some craft scissors that I have, and I'm just going to fussy cut this out. And, you know, if you want to leave a little border around the cup, you can. It's however you want to cut it out. I'm going to get kind of close, but not super duper. And I'm not going to worry about cutting out the inside of that handle. That would be tricky. You can do it. You know, more power to you. I'm just not going to worry about that. And I'm obviously going to cut off the top little swirls. And I'm going to take one of these and I'm just going to position that on there. And that covers up the hole in the front of our little napkin ring base. And then our coffee cup's just going to be on there. So let's get this backing off of the ThermoWeb. And then we're going to give this a good press. And again, like 8 seconds. And the Ultra Hold is no sew. So once I do this, once you put it on there, you don't sew anymore. It's going to fuse all of the edges for you. All the fabric little fibers are going to be fused into place. And it's going to be machine washable. And it's done. As soon as this is adhered, it is finished. All right. So there's our 8 seconds. And here is our napkin ring. Cute, right? Okay, let me get the other 7 done and then we'll start talking about fabric napkins. The napkin rings are ready and awaiting their little fabric napkin friends. So we are going to get started on our napkins. And okay, so cloth napkins can really be any size. They can be square, they can be rectangle, they can be circles if you want them to be. If you're making them, you can make them however you want, however big or small you want. So typically a dinner napkin is about 18 inches finished. So I'm going to do more of like a luncheon napkin, and they're going to be around 16.5 inches finished. I'm going to put a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way around both of these squares. Now you can definitely pin these if you feel like you want to. Do not forget to leave a place to turn. That is the one thing that I kept forgetting to do on the other set of cloth napkins that I made. Now this is going to be a very, very simple cloth napkin. I have 2 different prints of fabric. I'm just sewing around the majority of all 4 sides. We'll turn them out, do a top stitch, and call it done. Now, as I mentioned earlier, As I mentioned earlier, since my stepdaughter made me a gorgeous set of ceramic napkin rings, I am planning on doing additional fabric napkin tutorials this year, and some of those will be a lot more involved than these, but these are going to be very basic for our coffee-loving friend. One thing I will say about cloth napkins when you go to think about fabric, 100% cotton, so like quilting cotton, is perfect fabric for cloth napkins. It is going to require that you probably give them a good press every time after you launder them, but that's okay because, I mean, honestly, I'm not going to use these every day. I'm going to use these for special occasions. And the cloth napkins that I've found in the store, most of the time they're polyester, and polyester looks great, doesn't wrinkle as easily, but oh my goodness, they also don't clean anything up. If you are looking for a fabric that won't need to be pressed, but also will have a decent absorption rate, then I would look for a cotton polyester blend. But like I said, the 100% cotton is going to be your best bet for fabric napkins. All right, so I went ahead and went all the way around all four sides, leaving myself a gap to turn. And now we're going to turn our napkin out. We'll use our 2-point turner to push out those corners. We'll give it a good press, and then we'll do a top stitch, and we'll call this napkin done. Now I'm making 8, so I'm going to show you 1, and then I'll get the other 7 finished. This napkin, I am using, all the backs are the same. I'm using the gold and black medallion from the Perfect Brew line, and then the front of this napkin is the black coffee bean fabric. Just using my 2-point turner to push out those corners. Now I'm going to take it back to the ironing board to give it a nice little press, and then we'll do a top stitch all the way around the sides. I'm going to stick with my white thread to do the top stitching just because I feel like it's going to give it a nice little finished look anyway, so that's going to be a perfect color for this. And I'm just going to start with a stay stitch on one side. I'm going to start with a stay stitch because that way my thread won't overlap when I go and finish it off when I get all the way around. And I'm using my presser foot as a guide. If you watch the mug rug tutorial and I think the bookmark as well, then you'll know that my 1/4-inch pressing foot has that little bit of an inset there, and I like using it to just keep like basically 1/8 of an inch from the edge all the way around whatever I'm top stitching. It makes it really easy just to have a consistent stitch around your piece without having to really put a lot of effort into measuring. And again, I'll end with a stay stitch, and that's going to give me a really nice finished look to my fabric napkin. And this is all I'm going to do to these. This is perfectly fine the way it is. Nothing else needs to happen to make this turn into a wonderful cloth napkin for my table. All right, so I have 7 more to make. And then I will show you how the napkin rings and the cloth napkins come together. So now I have 8 napkins and 8 napkin rings, and now we're just gonna put them all together. So I'm just gonna show you a couple really quick fabric napkin folding techniques. The first one, look how cute this fabric is. Can we just talk about that for a second? So cute. All right, we're just going to roll it down like that, or fold it down, really. And then we're going to flip it over, and we're just going to roll it up. That way you can see the front and the back fabric, right? And now our little napkin ring, just bring that elastic around. Bring that through. So cute on your table. All right, so the other one that I would show you is, let's say, again, I want to show off the cute fabric, right? So this one, we're going to fold it up just like this. We're going to take it and we're just going to do a fan fold all the way down the napkin. And I just folded it like that just so you can see the front and the back of the napkin. You don't have to do that. You could fold it just in half or whatever if you wanted to, but it is kind of a, it's a cute look. And then we're going to put this little napkin ring around this. And now this one can actually fan out on your table and both of your fabrics show. Super cute. This has got to be my favorite napkin folding technique. So basically just take the square, and so here it is flat, and you just kind of offset it like this. And you take your little napkin ring and you just pull the napkin through the ring as far as you want to go. And this looks like $1 million. It looks like you took 20 minutes to do this, and it literally took like, I don't know, 10 seconds. Awesome. All right. So let me get the rest of these put together in their cute little rings, and then we'll do a wrap up. So here's our bowl of gorgeous cloth napkins with the Perfect Brew fabric line from Benartex. So let's just walk through really quickly what we did, what supplies we used, and how we made this all come together. So first of all, we made our napkin rings. And for that, we used the Perfect Brew striped border fabric, basically, and we used some of the Perfect Brew black fabric as well. We also used a little bit of black elastic. This is probably about 1.5 inches wide elastic. We also used a medium weight interfacing to put between these 2 layers of black fabric, and then we cut an X in that fabric and flipped the whole thing out. For this cute little coffee cup to be on top of here, all we did was we took some of the Thermoweb Ultra Hold Heat and Bond, and we bonded that to the back of our striped border fabric. We then fussy cut out our little cups and adhered them right to the top of that little black square. Super cute, super easy, looks so amazing. So then for our napkins, all we had to have was 2 17-inch squares of cute fabric, sewed all 4 sides, leaving that little gap, turned it out, poked out our corners, pressed it, top stitched all the way around, and there we have our cloth napkins. So now we have 8 cloth napkins, 8 gorgeous little napkin rings, and our beautiful bowl that was made by my stepdaughter Callie, because she is a fine arts major at Mizzou. She's graduating this year. I'm so excited for her, and her work has like greatly improved. She is amazing. She's an amazing potter. So this is the next part of our gorgeous Perfect Brew gift basket for our coffee loving friend, although I think that the napkins may end up staying with me. They may not get them. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you picked up a tip or trick along the way, and hopefully it inspired you to create this or something else in your craft room. That's always the goal. Just get in your craft room and have some fun. Before I wrap up, I just want to say thank you so much for Benartex and Thermoweb for supplying some of the products that I used today. I appreciate the support, and I love being one of the 2026 social stars for Benartex fabrics. Fun. If you liked today's video, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below for any suggestions or questions that you have. Look in the description box for all the products that I used. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, do so by hitting the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. That way you know when the next video posts. Until next time, find joy in all you do, carve out some time for crafting and creating, and remember, it's always better when you make stuff up.